Hi, everybody. You're on the pre-show for the Buyers and Sellers Show. Today, it'll be me with Cynthia Manion. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. But while everybody's getting on, let's have some fun. Oh yeah. How about that? Girl from Ipanema. I'm so glad you're here. It's 10:35 in Indianapolis, Indiana, and you're on the Buyers and Sellers Show. I'm Jay Skinner, and today, have we ever got a great show, as usual, with someone who is so special. Many of you know her, and I want to introduce you today to Cynthia Manion. Hello, Cynthia.
Hi. Wonderful to be here. I love that song. My mother used to play it for me. Brings back such great memories. Made my heart smile.
Good, good. So good to see you, Cynthia. Thank you for being here. This is this is a special day because look at this. Look at where you are right now. You are an Amazon best-selling author, and no surprise to me, you're an absolute pro at everything you do. And everyone, right now, we're looking at the bluepearlbook.com website. It's called blackpearlbook.com website. And I encourage you to go there because you learn even more about Cynthia and the book. And of course, she's being published by the legendary Hanson Group, known for Chicken Soup for the Soul. And what a great group that is. And that Mark Victor Hansen said himself, a current of longing runs through this book that will sweep you away, irresistible. My gosh, Cynthia, that's quite a reference. Uh, I am so proud to know you. This is fantastic.
Right back at you, Jay. You know, you meet somebody, you learn something new every day, every moment.
So, one of the things that becomes special and different about what we do here is it's just a 35-minute show. And I want everybody to know that if you want lots of background information about Cynthia, there's other broadcasts that she's been on. Some of Ken Walls did one,
Yeah.
I don't know, a month ago or something. They can find that online. It ended up being over an hour long, and I will tell it was so inspiring because it was autobiographical about you. And was that a good show to get on with Ken and go over that stuff? Because he didn't dive into the book; he dove into your life and your history. What was that like?
Ken Walls is a remarkable interviewer because I'm not the only one that have said he pulls out. I mean, he pulled out memories out of me that I haven't thought about in years and heck, decades. It was amazing. I mean, he just, and then you go, a little spark would come and go, oh, and I think about something else. And I was like, wow. And it really made me happy. I was so grateful for all the opportunities and grateful for thinking about it and grateful that Ken Walls brought it up. And even more grateful that someone cared. It was like
Yeah.
Jay going, hey, that was awesome. You want to be on my show? I'm like, yes, absolutely.
Yes. And it's like, here's a book that Ken Walls wrote a chapter in, and this was actually 3 years ago the motivation for me to start this program. And
You
when
would love
he
that.
worked with Jeffrey Gitomer of the Go Live. So those of you that are aspiring Go Livers, get this book. It'll help you. Or call us. We'll help you too.
Yeah.
And let's see, we got some comments already. I want everyone to know to post comments. And this is my niece, Sharon Hoffmeister Skinner. And she has gone live every day for thousands of days, or like 13 or 1400 days for her business every single day, weekends, Christmas, everything. And she's building her business, and the huge part of it, her business, is Go Live. And Sharon, of course, tells how many days is it for you going consecutive live, and she is the SharonHoffmeister.com, and you can see her business, and it applies to everybody. So Sharon, let us know how many days it's been. That'll be great. And oh, look, people are chiming in. I love it when they jump in like this. Did
Hello.
you know this person? Talk to me. Who is
I
this?
do. This is my sister, Christina Manion Anderson from Dublin, Ohio. She's amazing. She's amazing. And she loves Dotson, the little hot dog dogs. And she's a pharmacist. And she has such fun little spirit in her heart with those dogs. Right now, she's got Ajax and Alexa, and they are too cute. And now it's easy to buy her presents, right? It's all about the dogs.
It's all about the dog.
Love you, Christina. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us.
Thank you so much for showing up here, Christina. Your sister, right?
Yes, I have two amazing sisters.
Huh. Great. I
My
got I
my
got
other
friends. That's
sister
awesome.
my other
Just
sister
connect
is
and say good things.
my other sister right now is on a plane. She is a full bird colonel in the United States Air Force. So that
Oh, how cool is that? Thank you for
so
your service.
so
And
2
let's see who
amazing.
else is here. Let's see. Here's friends. Talk to me. Who we got
Linda.
here?
Hi, Linda. Yes, Linda and I met in Orlando with Craig Dustlett and Ken Walls's event. When was that? September perhaps last year?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and she's amazing, check her out. She's a go-getter, she's on top of things, and you will learn you learn from every single person that you meet, and
Linda
Linda
King.
was at one of our tables when we sat out because it was a 3-day event, and the speakers were amazing. James, what's his last name? Barbara. He was, in The Phantom of the Opera, he was the lead. He sang for us. The speakers were amazing.
There you go.
It was terrific meeting you, Linda.
Thanks for coming, Linda.
Thanks for
Who
joining.
else we got? Greg Sneed. Good morning.
Hey, Gregory, how are you?
So glad you're here. Here from LA. Jerry Eisenhower.
Jerry?
Good
Saw
morning.
Jerry last night. Woohoo!
How about this? There's a good one. Marty Moran. He's whitehotheadshots.com, and I love the guy, and he's got a whole different approach to photography, and he is all about the eyes. Get to know Marty Moran, trying to minimize my life and get some better inspiration. I think minimal might be what I need. My brain is too busy. Hey, Marty, you came to the right place. This is the right show. This is the right day. And let's see. Linda says, yep. And she's saying, Barbara, yep.
Thank you.
Linda, thank you also for coming. And everyone, I want you to just keep coming in. And if you got comments to make, because we just love you and we're so happy to have you here. The whole idea behind this show today, and as you read the promo stuff, was that what Cynthia's managed to do is bring something out in me personally, with her book and others that's evident, that's extremely special when you have a fiction book. And it starts with, um, talk to me.
Imagination. Reminds me of a song, you could probably play it.
Oh my gosh, yes. What about this book and the whole idea, because the magic, what we want people to do to get out of this show. Of course, we want them to buy the book and read it, and that's part of the fun, and enjoy the magic that happened inside me and others that have gotten this, like no other book. But what I want you to do is talk about how do you help bring people out to this freedom of thinking and mind that makes makes them better, because I I hadn't thought like this for a long time. I mean, I'm a creative guy, but you brought something out in me I never had in a long time.
Ah,
How'd you do that? What's the deal?
I started with the end in mind, looking around after the pandemic and everything, when you're quiet and you go all the way down to your heart and remember who you were as a child, right? Children go out and they play and they don't worry about stuff. They don't worry about time, what they're wearing, what responsibilities they have. And if you can get in that little quiet place, for me, it's in the ocean. Actually, you can do it in the swimming pool. Sometimes you can do it in the shower if that's all you have. But you get to that spot. Um, Also works when you're hiking on a mountain, clear spots, deserts, skiing. But you really have to quiet your mind and get rid of all the stuff. And you're not thinking about getting rid of all the stuff. You just do it. You just do it. You just go in and feel and think and relax and let it go. And you can be in the ocean and you can just float there. And I don't know, sometimes it takes 2 minutes, sometimes it takes 20 minutes, sometimes it's 2 minutes and I think it was an eternity. And you become a higher level of yourself. And just let it go and just listen to the little whispers. Be quiet and just be. And I know it probably sounds really woohoo and stuff, but if you take a moment before a big business meeting, before you're doing a presentation, and center yourself. I have a little chant that I use. Probably people have heard it. I go, "You are amazing. I am amazing. We are amazing."
Mhm.
You might have your own chant, but you bring it in and think about nothing else because you were made perfect. You're perfect just the way you are. You've piled all this stuff and extra weight and extra expectations and stuff that gets in the way of your essence and who you really are. And sometimes it's hard to find, but if you just kind of really focus on, how do you focus on it? It's all your habits, it's consistency, it's everything in your life. You have to bring it to the highest level. So you are taking care of your body, heart, mind, and soul in all ways so that you always are bringing out the best of yourself. Yeah, sometimes I'm not, I stay up too late or something because what's happening. But you have to go, okay, and rebalance yourself and reshift. Float on those waves. Float on your inner self. Take a hike. I find that this works best in nature. What
Cynthia, when I was intent on reading your book, when I knew we were going to be together, of course, my wife read the book. It's like she loved it. Some very cool things about it. Uh, but finding some place to go. It is if you scoot over a little bit, I'm going to show you some of the places I went to try to read the book. And so let's see, it'll go right in the middle. So you can scoot over to the side. There you go. This is the Gothic Chapel
Oh,
at
lovely.
Crown Hill Cemetery in Indianapolis. This is the Peace Chapel. See that grand piano there? I sat down and played a song before I got in there. Got up on the crown and looked down over Indianapolis with your book in my hand, thinking this is
Ooh,
a place. But you know where it really happened was right here on my back porch. That became my place. It was beautiful. Oh my! Did you hear that, Cynthia? Did you hear that? Did you
Uh,
hear noise? You were in the green room earlier. Did you lock the door?
I did. Did
Oh
you
my
hear the
gosh!
birds
Well,
whisper?
oh my gosh! Oh look, it's Jeffrey
Hi,
Gittimer.
guys.
Hi, Jeffrey.
How are you?
Oh my gosh, nice to see you.
King of
Nice to see you
Sales.
too.
Hi, Jeffrey.
It all started at his workshop.
That's true.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
So, how are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
I know Jay's in Indianapolis. Where are you, Cynthia?
I am in Annapolis, Maryland, in my living room.
Cool.
Jeffrey, thank you for dropping in. It's like, oh my gosh, it
I'm
all
just coming in
started.
to say congratulations. I'm coming in to say hello. I'm coming in to find out if everybody's okay.
What a great surprise!
We are
Cynthia's
living the
on
dream.
top of the world. She's doing it.
Yeah. And what happens in this particular instance is you gain momentum. And that momentum becomes contagious and it goes to other things and other people. And you're about to experience it in the nicest way, Cynthia, because you, as a quality person,
Oh,
you're always looking to be able to get to that next level.
thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you.
You're
I
more
remember
than-
going to Jeffrey's masterminds, and I remember that very first time that I sat in his chair. And do you remember? I think it was one of the first ones. Pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. It was amazing, and he had Joe Soto was with you too, and
Yeah.
it was a great mix of people. And I'm still friends with actually everyone there.
Yeah. It's easy to stay friends. I'm friends with all of them as well. The challenge with any of that is to enhance and increase those relationships while you're building your momentum. You can't leave people by the side of the road. You have to keep them on the train somehow or the other. You know what I mean?
And everyone's doing so well. It's so fun. Almost everyone's written a book, right?
Yeah.
I have stacks of books like this because I buy every single book from
Of course.
everybody. If it's on Audible, I get to it quicker now. And we have a community. So, you know, when you're going to the Instagrams or you hear their story or you know they're going to be on a podcast, just like Jeffrey's honoring me by jumping on today, you jump in and say, hey,
Yeah, I think it's important to keep relationships, but it's important to honor relationships as well. And I think when you have that, you're rocking and rolling. I will tell you that I had to time my time this morning perfectly because I'm a sandwich person. Things get sandwiched on a regular basis, and I don't like mustard or ketchup or mayonnaise, so I have to just keep it to meat and potatoes.
Oh my gosh. Did you hear the rattle in the back room? Did you hear that rattle in the back room? What is going on here?
oh, Jen.
Holy cow. There's Jen Gittimer. Jen Gittimer,
sweetheart.
salesman
Nice
in
to
New York
see you.
Minute.
Hi.
Welcome, Jeffrey Gittimer.
Family's here.
Oh my gosh. Good to see you, Jen. Thank you for coming. What a surprise.
I wanted to congratulate Cynthia on her book.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. Her book was one of the first. Do you know how I met them? I had been following them for a while. I'm driving to work on one of the morning things that you used to do. And then they said that they were going to be at Atlanta, Georgia in the big
Yeah.
Coliseum, right?
Yeah.
And it was a big deal for me. I got
Oh.
usually when I get on a plane, we're moving, that military family, like we're never going back, right? And I went in and I met Jen and I got her book and I went up to Jeffrey and said, hi, I'm Cynthia Manion. I've been following you and I'm here to meet you and get coached by you. And Jen says, and I do this and here's my book. And I'm like, woohoo. And she looked at me and she goes, wow, I'm so glad you already know my people's names.
That's cool.
And we're still friends after all these years. And
That's right.
and I feel safe. Like I can call them up and say, hey, I'm doing this. And I asked Jeffrey for help just recently and he gave me a phone number and I was like, thank you.
No.
So thank you so
That's
much.
cool.
So
Well, look at this. There's some people saying hi.
Hello.
Galen Irby says, hey, look at this. Evangelist Peters saying hi. Good stuff's happening. Greg Sneed's there. He's talking about the song from the 60s. Hey,
Hey.
it's like the gang's all here. How fantastic.
I love it.
I was
Cool.
talking to Joaquin in Hell, Norway.
Yeah,
Like, I really miss the 959s. Yes.
Oh.
exactly.
He was like, We really should get Jeffrey to do that again. I said, I think he's too busy with his next projects, but
Yeah,
it was a time.
once you have them down, it's hard to replicate them. You just have to move to the next one.
Yeah,
was
that's how we all got together. It's like
Yeah.
I got on the 959. Next thing I know, I'm knowing everybody. What a blessing during that silly pandemic. Every single day, Jeffrey and Jen were going live every single day at 9:59 a.m. and it built a group that changed lives. It certainly changed mine. I think it's like, oh my
I
God.
went on initially for the 2 weeks that it was going to take to flatten the curve. And then 2 years later, I was still on.
That was
Oh,
fantastic.
man.
We became a family.
It was
All of
nuts.
us from the
Yeah, it's
959s. We still remember people's birthdays and touch base.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that.
Yep. And those daily lives, that's my Sharon, my niece. She has gone 1,322 consecutive broadcasts
Wow.
for her business.
Way to go,
without missing a
Sharon.
day.
Way to go.
Cool.
And
All
that's
right, well,
what-
I don't want to take away from Cynthia's time or book. I just wanted to pop in here and say hey and
Yep,
congratulations.
me too. You
I
guys
love
take
you
care of
guys.
yourselves.
Big hugs.
Congratulations.
You guys. What a great
Cheers.
surprise. Thank you for coming.
Cheers,
Bye.
cheers.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks for all you do.
You're welcome.
Keep up the
Bye-bye.
good work. Oh, that was amazing.
How about that?
Woohoo.
So let's catch some more people here. Let's see.
Wow.
The evangelist Peter.
Oh,
And it's like, God bless you, sir. And I'm going to guess we talked about Africa. He's probably from Liberia or East or West Africa. Peter, where are you from? We've got a following in Africa, and I know you do too. So hello. And then Marty's chimed in. He says, I'm here to listen. Whitehotheadshot.com would love feedback too. And I can tell you, Marty has a different take on how to do this stuff, and he's worth knowing. It's all about the eyes. That's what he tells me. So we've seen everybody, and let's see. I love being part of the family. Ted, we love you being part of the family. You taught me going live is great. Yeah. And it's like everybody's, I'm going through. Cynthia, you're so darn popular. I got more comments and I'm just going through them. I hope I don't miss anybody. And Greg, of course, called in this. He said, there's a song from the 60s called Black Pearl. I didn't know that. Greg, you're always bringing in great information.
Thank you. We'll have to look it up, Greg.
So, Cynthia, the trick here is you helping people get where you got when it came to doing this. And it became quite a thing for me because I'm creative, but when I sat down with your book, some cool things began to happen. And, we used to play, invent, no worries, no fear. Talk to us about that. And if you were sitting down, talking to any one of these people in the audience today that's coming, looking for that pearl of wisdom. Did someone say pearl? Okay. That pearl of wisdom. Okay. Please. How did it get there? What's some good, practical, almost analytical, like you're moving through the office and trying to tell people what to do, steps folks could be taking to get there?
First of all, be kind. Really, it's simple. Be kind, be grateful. Be grateful for all that you have. If you come from that space of being kind and caring about other people and being grateful for all that you have, so many things come into perspective. It's amazing. So you're going through the office and you need something done, stop. Someone had a baby, someone got a promotion, someone's in the hospital. Know about their people. Take care of your people first, and they'll take care of you. Take care of yourself, take care of your people, take care of your bottom line. It all comes together in one beautiful package. And how do you do that? You know how to do it. I know you do. But if you need a little help, make sure that you're getting all your food, your rest, eating healthily, mindful. Now and then go and play because you need to play. That's another thing. You need joy. You need humor. You got to laugh. You got to meet new people. Like this just happened, this magic moment I just shared because of Jay. Thank you. is because I reached out of my comfort zone and made a new tribe. And if I had not gone and met Jeffrey and Jen in Atlanta, Georgia, I would have missed a huge part of what saved me during the pandemic, because that tribe of people that were on every morning at 9:59, I mean, it was like going to church. Seriously, we took it to our higher power not to miss it. And then when I start going on planes, I know when you are on your path, you will do whatever it takes. So you have to really know what your passion is. Now, sometimes it's your why. Sometimes you have to take a job that isn't really your passion, but it's your why. You want to take care of your children. You need to take care of your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your business. You pay the mortgage. It all comes together, but you have to have a really, really strong need to follow, to lead, to be your best self, to help people, to be grateful for this beautiful world that we live in. And when in doubt, take a walk in nature. Rain, winter, sunshine, hurricanes, the earth is amazing. Sometimes it takes away, but then it gives back, just like life. Sometimes you have to go through hard times, but you will come out. It's a lesson. The universe has to teach you a lesson so that you get it, so you can move on to the next level.
And it works just like that. Oh my gosh, look who just jumped in. So we talked about this, and Ken, I don't know if you heard this earlier, but the Breaking Down Walls broadcast you did with Cynthia gave me the foundation to get to know her quick and know where to go with this. And like I said, if someone wants to know all about her background and all the things that you guys talked about there, just go to Ken's Breaking Down Walls broadcast and listen to that, because that really, it was motivating and interesting and wonderful. It was also an hour and 15 minutes, and I seldom listen to anything for an hour and 15 minutes, but you guys got me. So way to go. And look what Ken has to say. You are one of the kindest people in the world.
Thank you, Ken. And so's your family. I love Jill and Abigail. And I haven't met your other daughters.
So here's something else. Ted, he says, I'm listening on my phone from the hospital today. I had my gallbladder removed yesterday. Ted.
Prayers for your recovery. I'll add you into my prayer list, Ted. Thank you. I mean, you've been writing it down now.
Absolutely, Ted. Thank you for doing this. And Ken, love you.
Love you
and Sharon says, is this on audio? And yes, in fact, Ken's going to drop in here how to get this information, Breakthrough Walls. Ken, if you don't mind, drop in the best place people to go where they might be able to find it. If you can do that, that would be awesome. Because I'm a fan, and it's like you are one of my inspirations as well, having gone live consecutively now for 2.5 years. How cool is that? Okay. And Ted says, thank you. Love you all. See, that whole idea of being kind, I think it's a great idea. You are there. And there we go. Breakthroughwalls.tv. Boy, that's easy to remember. Talk about something that's worth remembering. Goes like this. Let's just remember it. We're gonna put that in your heart, soul, mind, and spirit, just like this. Oh! I hit the wrong notes. Now, you always remember breakthroughwalls.tv.
And you can actually join and be in Ken's group. It meets every Thursday night.
Absolutely.
It's like Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. And he has guests on, and the wisdom, I never miss it either. See you on that one too.
So let's talk about this. Creative thinking like you haven't had in years. That's what it gave us. That's what people are on here for. And I see Ted's going, thank you, Ken. He was an inspiration to him for sure. Ken's been an inspiration to a lot of people. And Ken, you're one of the cool kids. I gotta tell you, you're one of the cool kids, and I love knowing you and having, the time that I have been able to spend with you in the past. We all do lots of stuff, but man, the way you have put yourself into other people and help them be successful. I guess we're looking at someone here that you've been part of that as well.
It takes a village to raise a speaker, a writer. And are you writing, guys? Are you writing? As a matter of fact, last night on Ken Walls, as we were talking about, he just started with 60 items, right? 60 items. And I actually did it while we were sitting there. And every day you have to write something. If you can't think of something to write, write about the weather, write about what you're grateful for, write that you got up this morning, write that you were so grateful to find a parking spot the first time you drove in, write that your meetings went flawlessly, write that you were on time to see Jay on his podcast, write that you're so grateful that he worked so hard and prepared and prepared and prepared and read and studied, and look at the gift that I received. Thank you so much, Jay. It was awesome.
You're welcome. Now we're going to talk about this because there's people that are both, oh, man, I'll tell you what, if someone doesn't lock the door in the green room, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to call security after the show.
Hi, Doug.
Who
Woohoo!
is this?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Doug Wayne.
Welcome back to the USA. Yes. You
Oh
back?
my gosh, I'm sorry. It's been like 2 or 3 days trying to get acclimated to America again, but I was half asleep. I'm sorry. Anyway, Jay said, "Would you come on?" I said, "Oh, for sure." Anyway, congratulations, Cynthia, on the book, and it's incredible. How's everything going?
Fantastic. Yes, and you're having an amazing time too. You're stepping out of your comfort zone.
Oh yeah, but hey, Cynthia and I both have one thing in common. We use the same publisher, so
Yes.
for our books. But
here's one of your books. Look at that. The Giver. Of course, Doug's been on my show multiple times. He is the most popular and probably the most, like guest on my show in the last 3 years. People love him. And it's like now I have the two kindest people on earth on the same stage.
well, listen, this isn't about me today, so this is about Cynthia. So we need to. She's put out a great book, and this is exciting. And congratulations! Yeah, this is awesome.
Thank you, Doug. And don't worry, I'm your wingman, remember? I have the t-shirt to prove it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's exciting. And are you doing it? Are you going to do any more books or?
Yes, I actually have 4 in the works. The next one, Savannah Seas, comes out in September.
Wow.
So I'm really excited about where that's going to take me. It's called Savannah Seas, Ted. And it should launch in September. Of course, my September is very busy all of a sudden because I'm also going to be speaking in London at the Red Bull
Holy cow.
car thing. Yeah.
Wow. Hey, I'm
So
very fortunate to be able to be on the show. Everyone here is famous except me.
oh, you're famous. You're famous and you're doing great stuff. And you just will continue to grow and become even a better version of Doug Wing.
Yeah.
Fly on the wings of the angels.
Well, I'm trying, but this is it's exciting to be here with Jay and with you, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What about you? Are you doing a 3rd book? You got
I
2
am.
out there. Woohoo!
Yeah, I do have a 3rd one planned. I know they want me to do it this year, but I don't know. It's been kind of crazy this year.
Yeah.
I've got it pretty much written down and planned out. I did a few things with Mark Victor talking about this book and Mark Victor Hansen, but yeah, I think it's going to be great. And this book will be about integrity. It'll be a fiction book like The Giver. I've already got the stories all put out. I just need to do it. And I put out 2 books in 1 year, which, as you know, Cynthia, it's a lot of work. And I've got other things I'm doing with different charities and church stuff, and trying to get my fiance over here from the Philippines, which is there's a lot going on with immigration right now. That's a whole nother topic. You've got all these people in other countries who are, we're trying to do it the right way and the legal way, and get in line and do it that way. And then it's very frustrating when you see on the news, you see all these people that are just walking across the border from Texas, thousands of them every day, and yet we've got our paperwork in and trying to, like I said, do it the correct way. and it takes 18 to 24 months, to do this. So yeah.
Wow.
Doug, you are a blessing to people, and I really, really appreciate you coming on today. It's like, and I know you're jet lagged from your recent trip to the Philippines, and thank you so much. By the way, there's someone that's a LinkedIn user, and I want to say, you're the most fantastic people, Jane. Create the most invigorating, amazing energy on the show every Friday. Thank you. Type in who you are. For some reason, your name's not showing up on StreamYard, but thank you for your compliment there. And I'm so glad that you're there. Doug, from a business and practical standpoint, hooking up with the Hanson Group has been really positive for you. It looks like it's being real positive for Cynthia. These chicken soup people are pretty good, huh?
Oh, they're so smart. And I mean, obviously Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield, the co-creators, they've written thousands of books and helped other people with thousands of books. But yeah, it was, my first book was with another publisher, and then I was signed, with Mark Victor Hansen for the second one. But it was so there's so many people commenting, but they're just so professional. I know Cynthia probably has other stories too, but they were so good to work with. They just barely did the Audible version of The Giver, and I was out walking last night and I was listening to it, and the people that do these, the people that read these are incredible. I did the audio for Giant Success because it was a book about my father. And man, that about killed me. And I don't think I did as well as these other guys who do this for a living, but it just turned out so good. So anyway,
It's terrific. It's terrific. It was so good hearing your voice do the story of your father. I think I give you big kudos for that.
oh, I don't think I did that great, but they have these machines at these studios, like you have little mouth clicks and things like that, and they can fix all that. And they went through and it was painful. So he's like, you're doing this, you're doing that. And I'm like, oh my goodness, because, I'm not a radio personality or a TV personality or anything like that, but it was fun to do it for once, one book. But there's a lot of people on here. Lana.
Let's say there's Lana. Hey, welcome. Good to see you.
Ken
Eric
Wallace.
jumped in. Oh my gosh, Eric. He
Yeah.
said,
Wonderful.
love my people, the Skin Man, the Wingman, and the Mermaid. God's blessings to all, and just in case. His name's up there. He said,
Eric's a great guy. Eric's a great guy.
Next book, I'm your guy. Okay, there you go. Ted's saying, now Ted's laying in the hospital getting over gallbladder surgery, and he's in the process of writing a book too. Thank you so much. And Ken Wallace, he shared the broadcast. Thank you very much, Ken. That's awesome.
Well, Ted, I had my gallbladder out last year, and I'm telling you something. It's totally changed your life, because I used to be able to eat anything, and then the gallbladder, but it helped me lose weight too. So that was good. So
help you lose some weight, because that's great. We can all use some of that, I'm sure. Doug, thank you. This was a great surprise. Thank you for coming. Is there any last thing that you want to share with Cynthia or whatever as we wrap this thing up?
Well, the first time I met Cynthia, she's a little bit intimidating, right? She's been like a cheerleader. She's been like in all these, I don't know, what do you call them? Fitness shows and everything. So, and she's a very attractive woman. And anyway, so but one thing I remember about you, Cynthia, was you were so nice. You were so down to earth. And the first time I met you, I think it was at a Jeffrey Gitomer event.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you were just so warm and friendly, and we became friends very easily. And that's one of your best qualities that you have, is you're such a people person. And I know you've been successful in your career because of that and many other things. But I can tell you're great at relationships, and just you're so warm and friendly. And I know it served you well. And that's one thing that really impressed me, was how nice you were, and I'm just an average guy and nobody really, but I was just so grateful for for how nice you were. We became friends, and I just, you can do anything. I mean, you're so talented. So I congratulate you on this amazing accomplishment. And one thing about writing a book is, I don't know if you feel about this the same as I do, but it really, I never thought I would do this. And with the help of Jeffrey Gitomer and Mark Victor Hansen, they just gave me this confidence and said, you can do this. You have these amazing stories. And one thing that I learned too is that I grew as a person. And I know you know this too. You learned a new talent, right? And a new ability. And so you became something different. And that's one thing that I loved about writing a book and doing this, was that gave me more confidence. We did more, you do more podcasts and you grow as an individual. So I congratulate you, because you're doing great. Anyway, it's been fun to watch you grow.
Thank you, Doug, and right back at you. It is amazing. And you're so much more grateful, and see how many more people are involved in doing even the littlest thing. So you have to
Oh,
thank
yeah.
people behind the scenes, because you're like the cover. I mean, it's amazing. It wouldn't have been done without someone drawing it. So I think mine was Ruby Fink, and
Mhm.
just was so pleased and happy with everyone's participation, and the passion takes you
Yeah.
up, and I'm so
Oh,
grateful.
yeah. Well, I remember that first night I met Mark Victor Hansen, and I was with Ken Walls, and we were out to dinner. And what impressed me about Mark and his wife was, I told these stories, and that night after dinner, he said, I want to sign you to a publishing deal right now. And I can see you doing 4, 5, 6 books. So he had this vision of what I could do. And I know he had the same thing with you. And at first I was like, I thought, no way, there's just no way. I think this guy's blowing smoke. But everything that he said, your first book's going to be The Giver. It's going to be a bestseller. And my heck, he was right, and I know he probably had that same conversation with you, but it's incredible. Yeah.
Magic.
So congratulations. And how do you kick me off the show, Jay? Do I just get out or what? Oh, I leave.
There's a hook.
Yeah.
It's just like, but what you're doing here is, I was thinking about this, and you and Cynthia have already got an extra 20 minutes out of me, but it's so worth it for the people that are here, because they're watching two people that became authors and best-selling authors doing what people dream can happen. And I want them to see that it can happen. And they're hearing some of the backstory of what got you there, which is very cool. So sharing like this is huge, and I appreciate it. And I want to just a minute, because someone may have something here for you.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Jay. I mean, one thing about doing these books, it really cemented in my mind what you just talked about. You can do anything you want to, and in life. And my first book was done during COVID, and it took me a year and a half, and it kind of kicked my butt, and it really made me. I remember Jeffrey Gitomer got after me one time. I think it was right in front of everybody. If you remember, Cynthia, you might have been there, but he kind of he pulled me off in front of everybody. He's like, "Finish the blank book, right?" And if you know Jeffrey, he's very colorful. His language. In fact, the first time I ever met Jeffrey was when he was we were trying to sign a contract with him to do training for Little Giant. And he was on the phone with me, and he said, "Hey, do you speak French?" I didn't know what he was talking about. And I said, "What are you talking about?" Brother was on the phone too. And my brother said, "Yeah, go ahead." And so Jeffrey, he started swearing. And anyway, that day that he lit a fire under me is, he spoke French and said, "Get this blank book finished." And it helped me to become a better person and finish the book. Right. And it was not easy, but again, nothing worth doing, is going to be easy. And so you grow as a person, you learn, and then the other thing too is your books bless other people's lives. I mean, I took books to the Philippines this time, and people were so happy to receive those books, and halfway around the world. And so the work that you do, it blesses other people's lives, and that's really rewarding. So, Cynthia, I congratulate you for everything you've accomplished. You're a wonderful person. You're talented, and I just say kudos to you. Congratulations, and I will leave now because this is your show.
But aren't you having the time of your life? Isn't that book like your business card now? Isn't it fun?
It's wonderful.
Like I was in the Wawa, and the lady was especially nice to me. And I went out to the car and I said, "What's your name?" And I and she was like, "Oh, She goes, "Oh, my daughter loves mermaids, and I love this cover, and thank you so much. No one's ever done that, and I've been working at Wawa for like 22 years or something." And I'm like,
Yeah.
Well,
you can just
well,
bring such joy.
exactly. Well, the one thing that I've enjoyed is I've been speaking at schools off and on, and I could do this more if I wanted to, but I have other things I'm doing. But these kids, when I meet with these, mostly, I meet with younger kids in elementary, but ones I really like doing are the high schools. And the last one I did was like the whole student council for the high school, and just letting them know that they can accomplish anything that they want to. They put their heart and their desires into it, and telling them some stories. I remember I was speaking to another company. This lady came up. I was telling this story, one of these stories about my father helping people, and this lady came up in tears, and she said, "My son was murdered." And anyway, she was just bawling, and I was bawling. And she said, "Can I buy one of your books?" And I said, "You are not buying one of my books." And I signed this book to her. And here's this total stranger crying, sobbing, gives me a big hug, and it just says, "This helped me." And so those types of things where, as you just mentioned, where you can help somebody who's in need, and in a situation like that, just, what, you're like, this is what life is all about. Is these are the moments where you change, you help someone change, and helped them through something. So yeah, it's
And
great
it's
stuff.
so fun.
Doug,
Oh,
thank you. Thank you so much for
Greg,
coming, man.
So fun. Thank you. Thank you.
I see, Cynthia, congratulations. I see this little button that says leave studio, and it's a red X. So is that the one, Jay?
That'll work. I'll do one better. I'll put you back in the green room and enjoy the fruit. And thank you so much for showing up. This was fantastic.
Hey, listen, I love you guys, and I appreciate you.
Bye now.
Thanks, Doug.
How?
Hey, wow.
Surprise.
So much fun. You're amazing. You are amazing. I am amazing. We are amazing.
So we're just gonna. Ken was key in the introductions with you, and so thank you so much. And Ken just said he tagged him on this broadcast, which is very cool. Thank you, Ken. Big smile. Gee, you got a great fan club here, Cynthia, and this show has been so valuable. But we've got to put a ribbon on it, a bow on it, for the people that are hanging out, trying to be set free, and we're not talking about 50 ways to leave your lover either. We're talking about free in your mind and your heart and your soul and your spirit to be creative like you were when you were like a child. And that's what you brought to me. And the interesting thing for me was, because I'm both analytical and creative, thinking out of both sides of my brain, and you understand that, this has the analytical side to it, where there's a nice storyline that's interesting about business and stuff like that. And then there's something else going on there that's highly creative and highly challenging and interesting. And it's got big print, not too many pages, nice pictures, and a storyline I can follow, and something magical in there that you did help make me better and will help other people. So number one step, buy the book.
Please.
There you go. And just go to blackpearlbook.com. We already looked at that. There you go. And let it happen. And I've got other comments here. And because this is delayed, sometimes people will comment. And I've after I signed off, let's see what other people say. Ken's got to run. I get it, Ken. Thank you for coming by. Really appreciate it. And Lana's got hearts. Cynthia is phenomenal. Amen. And Eric knows what we do at the end. I turn around and play something else, and I'll give you some skin, brother. Cynthia, this has been remarkable. And what I would like to know is, as we wrap this up, would you share with our audience maybe kind of like your thoughts of what they can do next to bring this out in them, and whatever you think, like kind of like what God has given you through his spirit living in you, giving you inspiration. I want you to take the final word.
Breathe. Just breathe. You don't even think about your breath. You don't think about it when you go to sleep. Do you wake up and go, Thank you, God, universe, whoever you believe in, they all are helping you. And you just breathe. Take a moment. Breathe. Clear out the stuff. Breathe in the goodness. Breathe out the not so good. Breathe in the gratitude. Breathe it out. Take a moment and write it down. See you in the ocean.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You can contact Cynthia at cynthiamanion.com, blackpearlbook.com. And Cynthia, I'll play us out here in a minute, but if you don't mind, hang out up. If you slip back into the green room, enjoy the refreshments, and don't eat them all. I'll come back there, and I think we got fruit, we got soda, we got some other nice things.
Thank you, Jay. I love green rooms.
And I'll see you back in the green room. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And everybody, it was so nice to have you. What a wonderful show. We went longer than we normally do. It's like anybody gets an extra 20 minutes out of me, that's pretty good. How about that? And I know that you've got some good practical things to do to enjoy the path that Cynthia and Jeffrey and Doug and Ken and many others have figured out how to do by putting one foot in front of another, networking, loving one another, being nice people, and doing the right stuff. So go for it. And then, I love it. Because I'm going to Kansas City. Here I come. Oh. Well, I'm going to Kansas City. Kansas City, here I come. Got some crazy little women there. I'm going to get me one. See you next week. Thanks for coming.